Okay, you can stop your search. I think I found the best value carbon gravel bike you can buy right now. And here it is, the brand new, just launched Boardman Adventure 9, which with a full carbon frame and fork, Shimano GRX 2x group set and high quality Goodyear tyres retails for just £2,000, which seems like a bargain to me. And in a world of ever more expensive bikes and eye-watering price tags, seems downright sensible and refreshing. So the company has just fully updated its entire gravel and adventure bike lineup with carbon fibre and aluminium frame options, and prices start from a very reasonable £850 and go higher spec than ever before as well. There are even now suspension forked options for those people who want to get really gnarly on their adventure bikes. I also like the fact that Boardman is using the name adventure rather than gravel, because I think adventure better sums up the type of riding that many of us are doing with these bikes. Yes, gravel is popular in the US where the scene sort of originated, but here in the UK we don't really ride gravel, and we ride all manner of roads, country lanes, moorland tracks, and going bike packing on bikes like these. So I think the adventure name better encapsulates what these bikes are all about for lots of us here in the UK. Now, of course, value for money has always been the Boardman way since the company launched over 10 years ago, but also great performance, attention to detail, and good parts for the money too. So in today's video, I'll give you a full first look, give you a tour of the bike and point out some cool details, and also take a look at the entire range and pick out some favourites. And in part 2 of this series, we'll go for an adventure and see how capable the bike is and how versatile it is and how it performs. This isn't Boardman's first off-road drop bar bike. Oh no. Way back in 2012, its original CXR cyclocross model showed gravel bike versatility with mudguard mounts and generous, for the time, tyre clearance. This was a period when many people were buying cross bikes, not for racing, but doing the sort of riding that many people do today on a modern gravel bike. This eventually led to the introduction of its first proper true gravel bike a few years ago, which by all accounts has been very popular with magazines and customers alike. But the gravel scene, as you know, is moving fast, and Boardman has seen fit to usher in some updates to the platform with a new range, whilst maintaining a bike that strikes a fine balance between off-road capability and road functionality. It's a very modern looking bike as well, and very pleasing to my eyes at least. We have drop rear stays, nice sloping top tube for more standover clearance, a nice chunky down tube for extra stiffness, and a nice slender fork as well. And I like the combination of semi-internal routing with a regular handlebar and stem across the entire range, and the cables and hoses go inside the fork and into a down tube, and very smooth indeed. And then we have a normal round seat post and an external clamp there, so easy to make adjustments, and you can change that seat post for a suspension or a dropper seat post if you like. There are mounts for mudguards or fenders, making it a very versatile bike for winter road riding as well as gravel grinding too. And there are extra mounts on the top tube for a food bag and a third bottle cage mount on a down tube. And inside the down tube here we have 2 positions for the bottle cage, higher or lower, and that lower position is great if you have a frame bag in there so you can get your bottle out more easily. It disc brakes, of course, across the entire range with flat mount disc brakes and through axles front and rear. And tyre clearance on the bike is officially 42mm, but there's plenty of clearance between the rubber and the fork and the stay, so you probably could go a bit wider if you want to. With 40mm tyres fitted across the range, these tyres look a good option for a range of conditions, from dry, dusty gravel to sloppy, slippery mud, with nice open tread pattern on the side for cornering grip and clearance from mud, and the centre has a very closely packed block design for high-speed rolling on the road and gravel too. And this is a size medium I'll be riding for my 181cm height. And I like the specification on this bike as well. No shortcuts, no cutting corners at all. I've mentioned the high quality Goodyear connector tyres already, 14mm wide. And then we have a star of the show, the Shimano GRX 2x mechanical shifting hydraulic disc brake group set. I like the gear configuration here with a 43/30 double chain set up front and a wide range 11/34 on the back. So plenty of ability to get up steep climbs when you're bike packing with extra weight on the bike. Those low gears should definitely help you. Or if you just ride on the road, you want nice low gears for hills, that's definitely a good setup, and plenty of high end if you're worried about top speed as well. We then have a nice Pro logo saddle, well-known brand, so good quality item, and an aluminium handlebar and stem with some nice grippy bar tape. And that handlebar has a flared drop as well, which is very popular on gravel bikes. Give you more control when you're riding downhill in the drops, and a bit narrower in the hoods for that sort of aero tucked in position on the road and fast gravel. And the wheels are Boardman's own design, a shallow, wide profile aluminium rim, nice round spokes, their own hubs and bearings as well. So nice, reliable, sturdy wheel set. And on the scales, as you see it, and that weight of 9.1 kilograms is pretty good for the money as well. Definitely lighter than some bikes I've tested, which cost a lot more money. The range includes aluminium and carbon frame bikes with prices starting from a very reasonable £850 for the Adventure 8.6, while the carbon range takes over at £1,750 for the Adventure 8.9 carbon. There are 4 carbon bikes to choose from, and they all use the same frame and fork, just different components and finishing equipment that meet different price points. This model sits bang in the middle of the range, probably offering the best value for money, with that Shimano GRX mechanical group set, so no batteries to worry about, and powerful hydraulic disc brakes. And for the first time, Boardman has pushed a boat out with a new flagship model offering electronic shifting and carbon deep section wheels priced at £3,800. And regardless of frame material, the bikes share all the same key features, from geometry to tyre clearance and so on. But perhaps the most interesting bike in the entire range is this one here, what they call the Travel, which is their answer to the question that is a gravel bike just a 90s mountain bike reborn. So we have the aluminium frame with up front the RockShox Rudy 40mm Travel suspension fork, very cool bit of kit. And to ensure massive capability off-road, we have clearance for 50mm wide tyres and come fitted with high quality 45mm wide tyres. And then up front, it has a flat handlebar. A bike that could be the perfect gravel bike, the perfect pub bike, the perfect just a bike for riding wherever you want to ride your bike, off-road, on-road, and a cool paint job as well, very 90s vibe going on. The bike that looks a lot of fun to me, and one I can't wait to find out how it rides in the coming future. It's not hard to see why bikes like this are so popular. They let you ride anywhere and everywhere on the same bike, with tyres that give you grip when you're exploring off-road trails and paths, but still fast enough on the road for linking all the gravel and off-road sections together. And with mudguard mounts and extra mounts for bottles and bags, they are truly versatile as well. For commuting, touring, everything you might want to do on a bike like this. Just bikes for riding anywhere, everywhere you want. Not limited by the restrictions imposed by the bike itself. And it's why I personally love gravel adventure bikes so much. You can ride anywhere, everywhere, however you want. There's no boundaries, no restrictions. Do what you want and have a lot of fun at the same time. And fun is a key thing with bikes like these. And with value like this, with prices like this, it makes owning a bike like this way more accessible than ever before. But now it's time to find out how the bike rides. I've given you a good overview of this bike and the entire range and where it come from. But in part 2, coming very soon, you'll join me for an adventure on a bike somewhere interesting out in the wild and see what the bike is all about. And you can see that by subscribing to the channel using that button down there. And if you want to find out more about the Boardman range, I'll put a link to their website down below in the description too. Anyway, that's all for today.